What's going on, young boys, man? It's your boy GB3, found in the video, man. In this video, I'll be going over an advanced dribble tut for 6'4" guards and also like 6'8" guards that can also dribble. A lot of people be coming in my live streams and my TikTok being like, yo, how are you doing that? So I'm gonna split up the video. I'm have timestamps so you can skip to whatever it says at the bottom if you're a guard, and then go to, I don't know, whatever it says at the bottom if you're big. And yeah, I'll be going over like the best SIGs for each position. But you know, I'm gonna stop wasting time. We're on this grind at 50,000 subs. So if you're new here, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, man. We're halfway there. So without further ado, I'm gonna stop wasting time. Let's go ahead and get into how to dribble for 6'4" and shorter guards. Oh, also shout out to iRushBots. He's a god. These are his SIGs. Sub to that man. All right, so getting to the guard SIGs. Like I said, these are iRushBots animations. They're not mine. Or he's the person I got them from, but Michael Jordan dribble style, Steve Francis size up, and KD escape. Those are pretty much the main three that you're gonna need. And then, you know, also put on the moving crossover James Harden. You can put on Russell Westbrook. I don't like using it. You know, some people like Chris Paul. It's not bad. I just use James Harden, so it's really preference based. And yeah, just copy down these SIGs if you're 6'4" or under. And if you want to somewhat dribble like this and you're like over 6'4", you can, instead of using Steve Francis, just use De'Aaron Fox. So you could do that if you want to. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into like actually how to do some of these combos. All right, so the first thing we're gonna go over is, you know, the spam of the Steve Francis. So I'm gonna just show it right here. This is what it is. So it looks a lot faster whenever you have like Steve Francis and Paul George. But when you have KD, it's still pretty fast though. So this, like I said, this is what it looks like. Oh, I forgot the hand cam. Can't forget that. So it might be confusing at first, but all you want to do, you want to hold R2 and you just want to do the KD little size up. So it's just like that. You just flick diagonally. If the ball's in your right hand, just flick diagonally up to the left while holding R2. Boom. Right after that, you want to let go of R2, and when the ball's in your left hand, you want to flick your right analog stick diagonally up to the left. Boom, you get the Steve Francis size up. So then you're probably like, okay, well, you just spam that over and over again to combo it. No, it's not that easy. What you got to do is, after you do Steve Francis's size up, you have to hold R2 again, so that way it actually triggers the animation. So okay, I was tripping a little bit. Okay, so yeah, once you're done with the Steve Francis, hold R2, and if you don't hold R2, this is what it's gonna look like if you don't hold R2. You don't get the animation of him like spamming it back and forth. So that's when I held R2. That's when I didn't. So you just got to make sure you're holding R2 after you do Steve Francis' size up. And then right after that, you can just go back into doing the KD size up again. So, and then it's just like that. It's really easy to do. So like I said, with Steve Francis, it does look a lot faster, but even with KD's, it's still like, you still can really cook up. So that's like the base, like, you know, combo for everything that we're going to do in this video. So once you figure out how to, you know, you get comfortable with spamming that, I'm gonna teach y'all like more combos to add to your bag. So the reason we have KD size up one is because of this right there. That little step back it's the fastest in the game. So let's say you're dribbling, right, and you're doing the little spam move, and you just throw in the, you know, you throw in the step back after the Steve Francis. It'd be catching people off guard because of how fast it is. So you can really do the step back out of any move. I suggest doing it out of the Steve Francis cross, because look how fast that is. You can do it out of KD's like that, but I just feel like doing it out of the Steve Francis is the fastest. And to do it, it's really easy. You literally just flick down. That's it. You don't even have to hold R2, you just flick down. So you just Steve Francis, so diagonally up left and flick down, boom. You see how fast that is? And after you do that, you can just go straight into comboing up, or, you know, do it again. I like to try to like switch hands when doing it. I think I just did it to the same hand like 3 times. But you know, when you're like switching hands when dribbling and you're doing moves to like each side, it just makes it seem like you're doing so much more when you're really not. And so another thing to add on to that combo is doing the forward misdirection, which is this. So with KD's, this is the animation he gets. I like how I was just spamming it. Hold up. There we go. That's the animation that KD gets. Like I said, it's not the fastest, but like when you start putting it together, so when you start chaining up and you start doing that, like it makes it just seem like you're doing a lot more than what you really are. So to do it, really easy. You have to hold R2 for this, and if the ball's in your right hand, you flick your right analog stick diagonally up to the left and your left analog stick diagonally down to the right. So it should look like that. And if it's in your left hand, just do the opposite. So it's really easy. And so like he stops like right after the animation and pretty much like sets you up to just spam it over and over and over again. So, and then you can just speed boost out of it like that too. That's one of the beauties about this SIG right here. Not every animation or not every like forward misdirection like that, you get a fast speed boost like this one. Can I do it, please? There we go. Oh Lord, Sam's guarding me. So once again, you start dribbling, you're doing a little step back, you're doing the little forward misdirection. You see, it looks like I'm doing a lot when I'm really not. I'm really just doing 3 moves that I taught y'all. And so like, it's not hard at all when people make it seem like it's really hard to dribble in this game. And so another thing you can chain onto your combos whenever you're doing those 3 moves I just taught you, you can do this little spin, which looks like this. Oh, well, I'm messing up, but it looks like that. It's that little park spin. it be catching people off guard because no one ever does it. I'm messing up a lot doing it, but you just have to like let the animation fully play out, or like the little crossover before you do the spin play out, and then you can do the spin. So to do it's really easy. Let's say the ball's in your left hand. I like doing it when the ball's in my left hand. All you want to do is just rotate your right analog stick from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, going counterclockwise. So from 12 to 6 going to the left like that. And while you're doing that, you hold your left analog stick to the right. It can be diagonally down or just straight across. I feel like I'm holding it diagonally down, but once you get it, it looks like that. And then you can, you can start comboing up with it or out of it, you know? So I like to do that move like after a Steve Francis crossover. So I like to do it like that. I got a slow animation right there. This one, it's like about timing, because you get like after you do that Steve Francis crossover, you have to like be like really focusing to make sure that you get the spin, or so you get that animation right there. So just like that, that's a fast one right there. You just got to like really be looking at your player and like watch as soon as you finish that Steve Francis crossover, you do the spin. So once again, it's just like another thing that's like, it looks like it's hard to do, but it's not. You see it, it just like flows with the combos. I'm messing up right now. This let me not say that. Sam's guarding me tightly. These AIs are, God, they're getting contest on my shots. Against a real player, I'm telling you, they're not guarding you. And then you have tight handle, or not tight handle. You have killer combos in this game. You're gonna be stunning people when you do this step back, especially. You're gonna catch people off guard when you hit them with that misdirection. Like there's just so many moves that catch people off guard. Of course, it's an AI guarding me, but another move to learn, it doesn't go towards your combos, but it's just the Allen Iverson behind the back. You see this? It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the best behind the backs in the game, in my opinion. And people don't use it. A lot of people use is it Dame? I think it's Damian Lillard. I don't know. I like using the Allen Iverson one. I use this on all my builds, literally my 6'9", 6'8", 6'4". God, Sam is killing me. Oh my God. So boom, just like that. It's a really good animation. I'm telling you, put that on. And so one way to set up all those combos is doing a fake peek and then like starting to dribble. So I always start like running to the left, and then I do my little fake peek, which is that right there. And to do it, you just have to have normal moving step back on. So yeah, you can't do the Luka step back that all y'all love, but it's pretty much it's a fake peek, or like an FG slide from 2K 21, and it's just something that looks nice, you know. It's like you start gliding, and then you can also do like momentums out of it, or you can do momentum into it so it looks like the FG slide in 2K21. I don't know why I'm messing up so much. There we go. So like that, and then you could start dribbling like that if you want to. It's like, it's really easy stuff. It's just once you figure out how to combo and like chain the stuff together, it looks like you're moving a lot faster than you actually are. And so this build's not even the fast. I think this build has like a 70 something acceleration, so I'm not even that fast with this build. But like when you start comboing together like this, you know, it makes it seem like you're moving way faster than a 6'1". So another thing, this is probably going to be the last thing I say about like comboing up with these SIGs specifically. You can also do the Steve Francis behind the back. So to do it really easy, you literally just flick diagonally down right or left, and so you get that behind the back. You see how fast that is? Like you move really fast, or it's a really fast behind the back animation. So once again, you just start learning when to do that move, and you know, you can just start comboing up. It's hard talking and like, you know, dribbling at the same time. Yeah, it's really just like 5 moves that like once you figure out how to do and like how to chain them together, it's gonna make it seem like you're the best dribbler of all time when you're just doing basic stuff. So yeah, I think that's really all the, you know, like advanced stuff I'm gonna talk about for like 6'4" guards. You know, you got the Asta slide like that whenever you have normal moving step back on. That's really it. I mean, I taught you to fake peek, how to combo up with these SIGs, all that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on to my like 6'8", 6'9" builds and show you like the SIGs I use normally, and the SIGs that like most people be asking me like, how are you doing that? So let's go ahead and get on that. All right, so now that we're on my 6'8", 2-way inside out creator, I can't get Steve Francis, but we're gonna have like very similar SIGs to the 6'4". So once again, Michael Jordan dribble style, De'Aaron Fox size up, and Paul George escape. And then of course, moving step backs normal. I don't use Luka, basic spin, Allen Iverson behind the back. I still use James Harden crossover. I don't like using Russell Westbrook. And so yeah, the same stuff that I was doing on my 6'4" kind of applies to my 6'8", but we're gonna tweak around like little things when we dribble, because we can't do like that fast step back and stuff. So the first thing I'm gonna go over, if you didn't watch the guard part, I'm just like briefly go over the little spam. So this is the little spam De'Aaron Fox move with the Paul George. It looks like that. I messed up a little. It's not hard to do, but like timing it kind of gets like, you know, repetitive, because you're flicking. It's weird the way you got to do it, but to do it, you just got to flick up with your right analog stick, holding turbo to get the Paul George. So boom. Right after that, you hold up without turbo to get the De'Aaron Fox size up. So boom. And after the De'Aaron Fox, you just hold turbo again. So just like that. I went over it a lot more briefly in the 6'4", so just go watch that part if you want to know how to do that. So boom, just like the 6'4", we can't really, I mean, we can spam that, but we can't like do like the little step back out of it, because the step back, it's really slow. I never do it with Paul George's escape. So what we're gonna do on this build, we're gonna be doing like the glitchy between the legs, which is this right here. So to do it, it's really easy. I got the hand cam up, and you want to be holding turbo the whole time. Some people say you don't have to hold turbo. I hold turbo. And let's say the ball's in your right hand, right? You want to flick your right analog stick straight up and your left analog stick to the side you want to go to. So I'm gonna go to the left side. So right stick up, left stick to the left, and oh, well, I did a momentum. So boom, just like that. So if it's in your left hand, just do the opposite. So boom, oh, nope, boom, there we go. So it's really easy to do. You know, I did just get a momentum and snatch back. But once you figure out how to spam it, so like spamming gets really easy. Spamming gets easier than doing it just like singly. So yeah, when you're doing the little size up, just like incorporate that like midway through your dribbling, and it already makes it seem like you're doing a lot when you're really just doing two things. So yeah, it's really easy to do. Another thing we can put in with this combo is just like the 6'4" guards, you can put the little misdirection in. So it looks like that, Paul George's, it looks like that. It's nowhere near better than KD's, but you can still speed boost out of it, and you know, you catch people off guard. To do it, once again, just hold R2 and flick your right analog stick diagonally up left if the ball's in your right hand, and your left analog stick diagonally down right. So boom, just like that. If it's in your left hand, flick your right analog stick diagonally up right, and your left analog stick diagonally down left. So boom, you can just spam it like that. So yeah, just like slowly figuring out how to like incorporate all these moves into your dribbling just makes it seem like you're doing so much. And the last thing I'm gonna go over for the 6'8" builds when it comes to dribbling, do the behind the backs and the between the legs that De'Aaron Fox has. So De'Aaron Fox is behind the back, it looks like that. You know how much work you can put in with that move? I like to try to do the move out of the Paul George escape. So I'll do the Paul George escape and then try to do the behind the back. I think you just have to wait for the animation, the Paul George animation to fully play out, and then you can do the behind the back. I don't know, it should be popping up. I really can't even show y'all how to, there it is. You see that animation? I don't get it every time, so I don't do it that much. But like if you get it and you know, you can start dribbling out of it, I'm messing up. If you can start dribbling out of it, it's gonna look like you're doing so much when it's literally just two moves that are the easiest thing to do. And then with the between the legs, I wish I had clips of it, but he gets a really glitchy animation if you're running to the right or to the left. And when you get to the wing, he'll like glitch between his legs, and I wish I had clips of it. If you join my streams, I'll be streaming like every day. You'll definitely see me do it whenever I'm playing on the one square. So that's really it. I mean, it's really not hard to dribble. Like as long as you know how to do the, you know, the little spam De'Aaron Fox, you do your between the legs, behind the backs, your misdirections, you know, and you just learn to chain them together, you'll be good on this game. And so a lot of people don't know how to do the normal misdirection, just this right there. You don't even have to hold R2. If the ball's in your right hand, just flick your right analog stick to the right and your left analog stick diagonally down left. So it should look like that, and you can just speed boost out of it. So if I do that move more than like 3 times in one game, people are gonna start realizing, okay, he's running whichever way that ball, like whichever hand the ball started in. So I like to, you know, I do the misdirection like that, and then I'll do a crossover like that, and it throws people all the way off. So yeah, that's really it. I mean, dribbling in this game, you gotta practice. People be asking me, how are you so good at dribbling? It's so corny to say, but you actually gotta practice. So like I said, this probably isn't gonna be the last Dribble Tut video. You know, I'm a dribbler, but for now, this is probably gonna be it, y'all. Oh, one more thing before I get off. You don't need special badges to dribble. If you're using hyperdrive and you're a standstill dribbler, take it off. This only works for like behind the backs and not even snatchbacks. It only works for moves moving up the court. So don't use hyperdrive. You only need killer combos on bronze. Anything higher than that just lets you get more stuns, and I just put it on there because I have nothing else to put it on. Clamp breaker in this game, in my opinion, is pointless if you don't have it on gold. I just put it on bronze because I have nothing to put it on. You know, ankle breaker speaks for itself, handles for days speaks for itself. Y'all better not be running mismatch expert. And so yeah, these are just the badges I got on my 6'8", but the main thing was hyperdrive. Don't put it on if you're not dribbling like Steezo. Simple as that. All right, y'all, hopefully you enjoyed this little Dribble Tut for both 6'4s and, you know, taller builds like 6'8s. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. I try to respond to most of the ones that aren't troll. So yeah, man, if you're new here, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and without further ado, it's Mini Boy GB3. I'll see y'all next time.